All right, welcome to WSDH Live. My name's Jay McGrail, and I'm the chair of the Sandwich School Committee. Today I have with me two of the stars of the Knights Junior, not Knights Junior Theater Company, probably not, maybe at one point in time. The Knights Theater Company. We have Yasmin Shaheen, senior, and Greg Hoffman, a junior, here at SHS. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is really neat. You're the first students I've had in the program, so I'm really glad to be able to do that. It makes it a little more unique. So I just wanted to start off by, if you can tell me each a little bit of your experience with the Knights Theater Company, how many years you've been involved in it, what other productions you guys have done, and then we can get into this year's production of Grease.
Madam President.
All right, well, I'm actually the president of KTC this year. I've been doing KTC since I was in 8th grade with West Side Story. That was the first year they actually let kids who weren't in high school starting at, I think it was 7th and 8th grade. But I've been doing it ever since. Last year I was in Into the Woods as Cinderella, and this year I am Sandy in Grease, and I love KTC so much. I just love doing a new show every year. This year I did the fall show for the first time, which was not a musical. It's a Wonderful Life. And I think I learned a lot from doing that because musicals tend to be a little bit more about the music than the story. So it was fun to be a part of something that was really just a story.
Yeah, totally different, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I love The Lasted so much. I've learned so much from being on a part of this club. So, yeah, I'm excited for my last year.
Well, that's great. I saw you last year in Into the Woods. You did an awesome job.
Thank you.
Somehow that production held my three daughters' attention the whole entire time. One of them was 2 years old, and she was still blown.
That's awesome.
Just having Cinderella in
That's
it, She was really blown. Of course, she loves the movie, so it helps.
Yeah, the movie was amazing.
Greg, what got you into Knights Theater Company, and how long have you been involved?
This is my first year in Knights Theater Company, and I have never been in a play before. So
Really?
This is all new to me. Yeah. What got me involved? I've always had an interest in the arts, and I've played music and I've been in bands and stuff. And my parents and I have always been like, "Oh, why don't you join theater?" And we kind of came to the agreement last spring before Grease was announced that if it's Grease, we have to do it.
Really?
Do it. And then I heard it.
And then it was Grease?
Yeah, and because Grease is a fun one, it's a classic, and everyone knows
exactly.
it. And I heard it over the announcements one day, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is gonna happen!" They're doing Grease, and then I signed up and auditioned and got Danny, and so yeah, that's where I am.
That's cool. So did you have an idea at the time that maybe they were looking at Grease? Had you guys talked about it? Or?
They had definitely talked about it. Well, they announced it at the end of last season. So we had a cast party and they announced it, and it I think it just spread word of mouth.
Yeah. That's a real coincidence.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. I mean, obviously it was meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this is your first play?
This is my first play I've ever done.
Oh, it's quite a it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
It's kind of a heavy responsibility. Yeah, it is a lot of work. But like Yaz said, I guess I'm lucky that it's an easier play than as opposed to Into the Woods or something like that. The content is simpler, but I guess I don't have anything to compare it with. It's still hard work for me. So yeah,
it's a lot of rehearsals.
He's an awesome Danny Zuko.
Is he? I'm sure he is.
Awesome Sandy Dombrowski.
Well, I can tell just talking to you guys, you're having fun doing it.
So. Yeah, it's a great way to meet people too. I've made some of my closest friends through KTC. So.
Well, that's kind of one of the things that we focused on is student retention and what makes Sandwich unique over the last couple of productions or shows that we've done here, podcasts. Mm-hmm. So is this something that really is why one of the reasons you love being in Sandwich? I mean, more Yasmin you than Greg, because you have just started here, but
definitely. I made some of my best friends here that are gone now, and I'm still in touch with. And I've always loved performing arts, and especially theater. But I don't think it would have been the same if I did it somewhere else. Especially the Lastits, they care so much about the students and everyone as an individual. So I feel like they're more than just my directors and teachers. They're like family to me at this point. So
yeah, that's cool. I get that too. I hear that from a lot of the students that are part of it, and walking around the hallways. And plus, you can see it just as being in the audience. Everyone's really into it, and it's powerful. Yeah. So did you do it? Were you in Sandwich in elementary school and straight through? Did you do any of the Knights Junior Theater Company?
I actually didn't. I was a part of Drama Fun, which was an outside theater club. Yeah, I did that for a very long time until I heard about the opportunity to be in West Side Story. which was awesome to me because it was like, ooh, the big kids, like I get to be in the high school.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I started. But
Yeah, they have a pretty strong program.
Yes.
They did Annie last year, and that was a heck of a production too. And
yeah, we went to see it as a group.
Did you?
KTC
Yeah.
did, and we were like amazed. It was so good.
And I think they came to see you guys too.
Yeah.
Which is it's an undertaking for kids that age, and even
Well,
for
it's
you
awesome
guys.
too because some of the kids that were in Annie are now in Greece.
Really?
Yeah, because they moved to STEM. So
Well, that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's exactly the type of thing that we're talking about with why Sandwich is unique. I mean, we have programs that feed right up into that sort of thing. And
definitely.
so, are you guys doing any fundraisers? I heard something about a sock hop to raise money for Greece.
Yes, we are hosting a sock hop at the high school. It, I believe, is March 11th. You guys can look up the details online. But yeah, it's supposed to be really fun. My hope is that it becomes like a big town event, something that like everyone brings their family to. It's for everyone of all ages, little kids and adults. There's going to be little teasers of the show and then just some fun like 50s activities to kind of take it back. I hope that everyone comes in costume and is dressed. We might have like a best dressed award, stuff like that. So
That's cool. That's cool. So I guess individually, what's the hardest part of the role that you're playing right now?
Do you want to go?
It can't be all easy. I mean, some of
Yeah.
it's got to be. Is it like the 50s aspect of it, or
I guess
the singing?
I guess for me, the hardest part of the role is just theater is out of my comfort zone. You know,
it's new.
I've played sports most of my life, and then like I got sick of it in high school and found this, and I'm having fun here. But it's just like you have to act like not yourself, and that's different for me. So
Yeah.
I would say that. I think the
that's a
dancing and
challenge.
Singing's fine,
Yeah.
but like just the acting and being someone else is weird. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, mine is kind of similar to that. The show is about high school, but it's a completely different time period, and sometimes I find it kind of hard to relate to Sandy because what she's going through, like, it's kind of like the classic bullying situation, but I was lucky to never have experienced that, so it's kind of hard to put myself in her shoes, and maybe I wouldn't do things the way that she does. But yeah, I think she's also slightly similar to Cinderella in certain ways, so that kind of made it easier
That
for
helps.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So when does the show start?
It goes up the last weekend of March into the first weekend of April, so I
So-
believe it's the 31st and the 1st.
2 weekends?
Mhm.
Friday and Saturday night?
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. We have one of our school committee members, Jim Pierce. He's an older gentleman. And last night he said he'd be checking it for authenticity because he was alive when that was the time period.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was in
Oh,
high school.
wow.
then.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah,
No
seriously.
pressure, but
Yeah.
it got a laugh from everyone at the table.
Yeah, I'm
so.
sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here today. I think it went really well. I want to thank you specifically to the both of you. Next time on the show, we have Gil Newton, the director of STEM
Oh,
Academy, here to
cool.
talk to me about he has a big day coming up, the STEM Journey Day. So that's next week. So this is Jay McGrail signing off.
WSDH Live is recorded at the Sandwich High School Media Center by Sandwich Community Television and WSDH Radio. Remember, you can always catch us on the air at 91.5 FM or online at tunein.com. We are executive produced by Paula Johnson with podcast production by Ryan Hill and Nick Polidor.